Hey everybody, John Carrier here with Putzmeister America. Today we're going to be going over the brand new SYSD touchscreen display. On the top here we have our serial number. We have today's date, today's Wednesday, and of course the time. Over here we have our engine RPM. We have a beautiful display of our boom. If equipped with angle sensors, you'll see the angle of each individual boom element. Here we have our rotation of our boom. We also have a display that shows where our outriggers are and also our inclination on all four corners, so your unit level. We have our oil temperature. We have our pumping output. We have our pumping pressure and our strokes per minute. On the bottom here, we have some feedback if we're in local or remote control. You can see that we're in local control. Low pressure or high pressure, you can see that we're in low pressure. We have an animation of the pump kit itself. We can see if our intermediate box is in the pumping or driving gear, and if we're pumping forward or backward. Then of course on the bottom we can see if we are in any of our enforced options, they will be highlighted there, whether it be pumping, enforced fan, or rotation. If we hit our menu button, it brings up all our options. We have device information. This will give us things like our software versions and material numbers, equipment numbers. We'll go back. We have our initial parameters. These are the parameters that are set here at the factory. We have our input-output statuses. If we go through here, we can see any of the switches or sensors that read into the control box. You can see if they are active here. Same with outputs. Anything outputting out of the control cabinet, you can see them here if they are active or not active. Analog processing, any of the sensors, any of the outputs to coils, you can see real-time outputs and measurements and boom conditions. Here you can see real-time currents to the boom control block. Any angle sensors, pressure sensors, any of those, you can see real-time outputs here. System conditions, of course, this will be our pump time, standby time, our stroke counter, and our cumulative yards pumped. Fault list, anything that may go wrong, whether you have a bad sensor, bad e-stop, anything like that will be listed here. We can change our language here. Our enforced functions. So this would be our emergency bypasses. Enforced rotation, this would be if the boom sensors that are keeping up with rotation happen to fail, we can bypass it here. Enforced pumping would be for loss of engine RPM. Enforced fan would be in case we have a faulty temperature sensor. We can enforce the fan and the fan will default to on. Interference would be units equipped with angle sensors on the boom. If you have a fault on one of those, you can turn them off here. And oil limit switch, this would be for our electronic oil level. If it's faulty, we can turn it off. Then we have our menu for service. This would be for any Putzmeister techs. Operator settings, that would be for boom speeds, high-low pressure, squeeze valve, things like that. Initial parameter set, this is used at the factory. This is where we set the original parameters that we looked a minute ago. Of course, our clock to set our time. Brilliance for the brightness of the screen. And of course, how to contact us.